Hello everyone and welcome back to Global TC. We are here at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit for our 10th event of the season. It's been an exciting season up until this point so far, and as we enter the second half of the season, I expect that excitement will only grow as the championship battle continues to get fiercer and fiercer as the drivers now realise that they have a real shot at this championship. We come in here today with Toyota and BMW taking up the top 4 positions in the Drivers' Championship. Albert Asante, Jordan Fingal, Ben Driscoll and Kieran Kevern, the top 4 drivers in the championship coming into this event. But the championship is oh so close that really, with so many events still left in the season, it is really anyone's game. There is no one truly out of this title fight yet, so it's one that you just have to keep watching until we get to the end of the season. Only then will we really know who is the champion. But yes, that is what we're expecting for today's event. Let's have a look at the starting grid. Lining up at the very back of the grid, we have the American drivers lining up on the back row. That is Jordan Fingal and Matt Pulio. Fingal's taken a bold step and gone with soft tyres for race 1. Pulio, however, has gone for the expected hard tyres. Albert Asante ahead of them is on hard tyres, as is Lewis Francis, but Ben Driscoll making it both BMWs on softs for race 1 here. Ahead of him it is Scott Sandover, who is also on the hard compound tyres, with Kieran Kevern on the mediums ahead of him. Then we see it's Adrian Tisci on the hard tyres, Liam Jones just ahead on the medium tyres, so is Andre Jamil, the Brazilian driver there for Alfa Romeo. Tyler Davison's on the hards, Preston Brennan has gone with the medium tyres. Adam Richardson ahead of these two is on the hard compound tyre, with Carlo Durante on the mediums, and Vishay Shah on the hard compound tyres. Within the top 4 though, it is Daniel Solon on softs, so the same is the case for Dylan Varstenberg, with the front row being Jonathan Mills and Adam Liu, both on soft tyres here. It's a front-wheel drive lockout for the front row of the grid. Let's see if they can keep hold of it. The cars are ready, and we are racing for the first time today here at Brands Hatch Raceway, and it's a flying start there from Dylan Varstenberg from the second row of the grid. He's jumping straight up to the lead. He sweeps around past both of the front row starting drivers. He leads them down through turn 1 for the first time here today as they come up into Druids Bend for the first time here today. It is Dylan Varstenberg up at the front. Behind him, it is Adam Liu and Jonathan Mills, as you see the top 4 on those soft tyres breaking clear already here, but look at side-by-side racing. It's Mills battling with Liu. Liu on the outside is going to get a little bit hung up to dry there on the outside curb. Manages to fight back though around the outside, using that bit of extra road there to his advantage, and going to sweep past Jonathan Mills there, maintaining ahead of the Honda. Now Daniel Solon though putting the pressure on as they come up through Clark Curve. It is Daniel Solon trying to make the move. He gets the move done. He's up into 3rd place there. Yet to win this season. He's looking for his first, and he wants to get in the mix here early on. He knows track position crucial around such a tight and twisty racetrack. Overtaking will not be as easy as some other venues. He needs to try and take advantage whilst he has a bit better of a chance early on when everyone's a bit closer together. But it has to be said, the top 4 have absolutely checked out from this race at the moment. Incredible stuff from them. As you see throughout the rest of the pack, there is a huge amount of battling going on here as they make their way up through Druids for the second time here today. Liam Jones in the Mitsubishi racing there alongside quite a few other drivers there. Preston Brennan in that mix as well. As we look back to the front, Solon having to look in his mirrors a bit. Jonathan Mills is on his tail. The top 4 though, as you can see, pulling away massively from Vishay Shah in 5th position. Another driver yet to win so far this season, as there is just 4 drivers coming into this event yet to win a race this season. And one of them at the moment running in the top 3, Daniel Solon. Could this be his chance here as we see battling Liam Jones, Daniel Solon's teammate in the mid-pack here, on the back of Tyler Davison as they head their way on to lap 3 here down into Paddock Hill Bend. Daniel Solon right on the back of the Renault ahead of him now. You can see a little bit of a gap though forming between the top 2. Dylan Varstenberg in the Alfa Romeo starting to get a little bit of a gap there. Solon looks to the inside of the Renault. Can he make it? No. Bit too far back that time, but promising signs there from the Mitsubishi. Got a chance here at attacking the Renault just ahead of him. But Adam Lee will be here, keeping his eyes firmly ahead for now, as there is still quite a long way to go in this race. As we see here, the 2 BMW drivers are nose to tail on the racetrack. Jordan Fingal just ahead of Ben Driscoll. Jordan Fingal started down in 18th place on the grid, but took soft tyres for race 1. He's going to the inside now of Liam Jones through Druids, and he will get the move done there. Now the next car ahead of him will be Carlo Durante as they head down the hill, and Durante just blocking off that move for now at least, as Jordan Fingal sees himself a little bit boxed in at the moment. Ben Driscoll also on soft tyres there along with his teammate. Both of those two BMWs trying to make moves early on here in this one as Durante now covers the inside line, but Jordan Fingal says thank you very much, I'll have the outside and I'll make that move stick. But look at this, getting held up a little bit by Adam Richardson through Clark Curve, and it is going to give Durante a chance to fight back, but it's not enough. He doesn't quite have the grip here to continue that battle with the BMW. Although saying that, he's got a good exit, and the Alfa Romeo has a pretty good top speed here. He's going to power back alongside as they head down the main straight. You'd imagine Jordan Fingal has the advantage onto the brakes into turn 1, but Durante trying to hang it around the outside here. Can he quite do it? Looks like he's going to give it a good go there. Little bit too wide though, not able to keep it around the outside of the BMW, which unsurprisingly with its grip advantage does get that move done relatively easily. Ben Driscoll just behind. He there making a move on Liam Jones, trying to make his way up the order as the two BMWs know it's a bit of a risk taking these soft tyres for race 1, but they're trying to make advantage of it at the moment, trying to get themselves that early track position to try and keep hold of throughout the rest of today's races. Something that can very much work, but at the same time sometimes race 1 softs are a bit of a risk. But it has to be said, so far looking like the right decision for both the BMW drivers already, up into 5th and 8th position, which is, well, quite a way up from where they started this race here, as we see Daniel Solon back on the rear of Adam Liu as they head through Druids, and Solon with the inside line there is going to get the move done this time, or is he? Adam Liu is going to carry the momentum around the outside in the Renault. The Renault has got some power to it, but not the front grip there. The traction on corner exit for that front wheel drive car, not quite what it needed to be compared to the full wheel drive of the Mitsubishi. As Solon gets ahead there, and now we cut to later in the race. Daniel Solon here in 2nd place, but his indicator's on. He's coming to pit lane. More tyre issues this season. Tyres have been switched to a harder compound for all these teams, and it doesn't look like it's been enough here for Solon. He's had to make a pit stop. Tyre problems for the Mitsubishi driver, but look, he's come out right back behind Adam Liu. We saw him just get past the Renault once already. Can he do it again here? This time with a big tyre advantage. Lovely fresh tyres on that car. And he's all over the back of the Renault here. The Mitsubishi, not a car we've seen tyre failures on previously this season. The Alfa Romeo has been the main victim of that problem here. But Solon going to try and get this move done. He's back into 2nd place. Not too costly for the Mitsubishi driver. And in the end, looks like he's going to not lose out because of this. Although that will have been a nervy moment for the Mitsubishi driver. But look at this. Dylan Varstenberg is pulling into the pit lane. Alfa Romeo, they have been the main victims of tyre failures so far this season, and even with the harder compounds, this track is putting these tyres under too much stress, and not only is he going to lose that position to Adam Liu like Solon did, he's also lost the position to Solon. Solon effectively with an undercut strategy here, despite having a tyre failure. It's paid off massively. Solon leads the race. We're on the final lap of it. Dylan Varstenberg, he couldn't hold on for any longer. He had to bring his car to pit lane. He was risking too much if he'd stayed out, and now you can see Solon leading the race. And could this be his first victory in Global TC? One of 4 drivers not to win yet this season. He's ahead of Liu and Varstenberg, 2 drivers who have won previously already, but it's Solon out front here. Mitsubishi, they've won already this season with Liam Jones on multiple occasions, but it's going to be Solon here who comes around the final corner for the final time in race 1, and he's going to take a shock victory here from tyre failure to race win. Daniel Solon has pulled off something incredible here. Daniel Solon wins for the first time this season in Global TC, ahead of Adam Liu in 2nd position. 3rd place goes to Dylan Varstenberg, who will be heartbroken with that late race pit stop. So here we have our official results for race 1 here at Brands Hatch Indy. And as we said, Daniel Solon there taking his first win in Global TC, ahead of Adam Liu, who's been having a tough time as of late. A bit of a bounce back race for the Renault driver. Varstenberg there completing the podium. Jonathan Mills came home in 4th position ahead of Jordan Fingal and Ben Driscoll, both BMW drivers there, making good ground up throughout that race to get a very strong finish for them, ahead of Vishay Shah and Adam Richardson finishing out the top 8 positions. Liam Jones in 9th place, teammate to the race winner. He comes home in 9th there, ahead of Carlo Durante, one of our winners last time out. at Dragon Trail Gardens. It is then Tyler Davison in 11th position, ahead of Andre Jamil. Preston Brennan, Albert Asante, and Adrian Tishy takes home the final points-paying position. Outside the points, we have Kieran Keven, Matt Pulio, Scott Sandover, and Lewis Francis there. Drivers who are all saving what they've got for a bit later on today to try and get a better chance at some big points later on. Now it's time to have a look at the starting grid for race 2 here, and it's Lewis Francis at the very back of the field on medium compound tyres. Ahead of him, Scott Sandover on mediums as well. Matt Pulio, he's going with soft tyres for race 2. Kieran Keven on the hard compound tyre. Then we see Adrian Tishy on the mediums. Albert Asante is on the medium tyre as well. Preston Brennan has gone with soft tyres. Andre Jamil has gone with soft tyres as well. Ahead of them, Tyler Davison on softs. Carlo Durante on soft tyres as well. Ahead of them, Liam Jones also on the soft compound tyres. We have Adam Richardson just ahead there. He's on mediums. Then it is Vishay Shah on medium tyres. Ben Driscoll on the hard compound tyre. Jordan Fingal on the hard compound tyre, with Jonathan Mills just ahead of them both, also on hard tyres there. Then it is Dylan Varstenberg on the medium compound, Adam Liu on the mediums as well, and your pole sitter for race 2 here, it is Daniel Solon, also on medium compound tyres for this one. So here we see the cars on the grid. Daniel Solon with four-wheel drive should lead him into turn 1. Let's see as we are racing here for race 2 at Brands Hatch. And it is a good start there from Solon as he goes towards turn 1 with Varstenberg. Close behind, made a very strong start to race 1 as we saw. Didn't pay off for him, but another strong start for him. He's in second place here. Fingal racing alongside there. His teammate and Adam Liu there. The front-wheel drive car struggling off the line once again as they make their way up through Druids here for the first time in race 2. Side by side here, Ben Driscoll with the inside line there on the Renault will get that move done there. Looking at the back now of Varstenberg, who has lost out to Jordan Fingal as they went through that corner now, as they make their way back down through the middle sector of the lap here, down the Cooper Straight it is. Up at the front, Daniel Solon here, but in the mid-pack you see the two BMW drivers, once again being quite impressive here in this race. This track clearly suiting their car as we see side-by-side racing. Mills gets passed by Liam Jones. Vishay Shah now just ahead of Jones there. Jones on the soft compound tyre, and the case is the same for Tyler Davison just behind here, so these could be some of our contenders for the race win here. And look at the pack racing we've got going on here as they head out of Clark Curve and down the Brabham Straight here. It is going to be an exciting one here. Tyler Davison right up behind Liam Jones as look at this pack making their way across the line and on to lap 2 here. It's only lap 2, but these drivers are fighting like it's the final one here. As around the outside goes Tyler Davison of turn 1. He's going to try and pull that move off. Can he do it? It looks like he has there. That's going to now give him the chance to go all the way around the outside of, I believe that's Vishay Shah just ahead of him now. Well, was ahead of him anyway, because he's now made that move stick as well. Davison making big moves here, whilst Jones has got all sorts of stuck in this group of cars here. Brennan now up ahead of him now as you see Mills down the inside of Shah. Mills and Shah both battling it out here. Neither of these drivers on soft tyres behind them though. Carlo Durante trying to take advantage of this opportunity as they head down now. And you can see Mills just ahead of Shah as they make their way now through Surtees and up through McLaren. They make their way now through the final corner of the lap. Mills feeling some pressure here. No, he's just going to try and hold on to some track position. He's on hard tyres. Not what you want to be on, but you have to use them at some point. As you see further up the field here, you can see that's Driscoll side by side with Davison as Davison continues to charge his way through the field. He looks like he's in a very good position here. But next up is Dylan Varstenberg in the Alfa Romeo, who was strong in race 1. If he didn't have the tyre problems, he was going to win that race. And he perhaps now wondering, he's just got a bit more of a fire underneath him now as he tries to push in this race to try and make up for the points that he lost in race 1 though. But Davison looking around the outside, not going to be able to make the move there no matter how much extra grip you have. Although saying that, look at that, he's managed to use that to get himself a better exit, which gets him down the inside and up into 3rd position. Next up will be Jordan Fingal, the American driver, used his soft in race 1. Now slightly on the back foot on hard tyres, but the BMW, as I said earlier, looking good around this little racetrack, suiting their car quite well. As we see there, that's Davison trying to immediately slice into the gap that is there between him and 2nd position. Doesn't want to let Daniel Solon get too far ahead. You can see Solon is very much within reach here, as the British driver on pole position is on medium tyres, not going to be providing the grip that the soft tyres of Tyler Davison and others in this field will be getting as they head down towards turn 1 once again. Paddock Hill Bend A really demanding corner on the car, the drivers, and critically the tyres as they make their way through here. Davison right up behind the BMW as he heads through the first corner, and Davison now looking to try and make the move here. Will he go to the inside? Will he put the bumper to the back of the BMW? They head through there, and no, not quite feeling the need to do that just yet. Perhaps being a bit more patient than some drivers may have been in that situation. Davison there, knowing that it's still a long way to go in this one and doesn't need to rush it too much at the moment, as the next highest driver on soft tyres is Preston Brennan, still in 7th position at the moment, as now we see Preston Brennan there with Liam Jones right up behind him. This group is battling hard here as Jones looks around the outside of Preston Brennan. Adam Liu, though, just ahead, and look at that, that's going to give Jones the better exit on corner. Exit there, and he gets the power down nicely, clears the Mercedes of Brennan, and that may now even give him a run on Liu as they head down towards turn 1 here. But Jones, very important move for him as he gets past the Mercedes of Preston Brennan, also on soft tyres, but now he's not just happy with that position, he wants more, he gets more. He gets into 6th position here. Next up will be Ben Driscoll as Davison looks ahead for a move on the back of the BMW. Look at this already, Jones down the inside. He is on a charge now at the moment. He knows that Davison is in a bit of traffic here. Tyler is not going anywhere at the moment. This is his chance, and will he make another? He will. He goes down the inside now of Dylan Varstenberg. This is incredible stuff from Liam Jones here. He is on the move. He wants to make it back-to-back wins for Mitsubishi here in this event, and well, he's definitely giving himself a good chance here as Davison has now got clear of Fingal, but now he's still got another car to pass, and it's the teammate of Liam Jones. That's not what he would have wanted to see here, as you see Davison right up behind Solon here on lap 6 of 15. Davison needs to make this move as quickly as he possibly can, but Jones, also in a similar predicament, might be getting held up a little bit here as Davison dives down the inside. He's going to take the lead of the race here. It's Toyota to the front, it's Tyler to the front there, as behind them, look at that, Liam Jones makes pretty much the same move down the inside there of Jordan Fingal. He's into 3rd place now. Next up is his teammate Daniel Solon here in this one, as Tyler Davison leads this race for Toyota ahead of Solon and Jones. Fingal there, as battling behind you have Varstenberg and Durante in the 2 Alfa Romeos. Two drivers who have seen quite an improvement in form recently, but up at the front, this is the battle we want to keep an eye on. The 2 Mitsubishi drivers battling their way as they head up into Druids here, and look at this, Jones right on the back of his teammate. Now, I don't think Solon will put up too much of a fight here. He doesn't want to roll over, he doesn't want to lose too much time here, but he knows the bigger picture as Jones looks down the inside and he's going to make the move nice and easily. It seems indeed he does. He gets up into 2nd place, and now he can focus purely on reeling in that gap to Davison, who has got a bit of a gap out front, but it is not unsurmountable, as we have seen previously this season, especially with the tyre issues we've seen today. I do hope we don't see that again, but you never know what might happen here in this one. Matt Pulio there started right at the back of the field. He's already making some moves there on his soft tyres, as Jamil, the same could be said for him, although he did start a bit more further up the field. He trying to make some moves here in this race as Leo is dropping back quickly here after a strong race one, as now we see that is the back of Durante making the move on Jordan Fingal. Gets down the inside of the American driver, the San Marino driver now up ahead, but look at that, Fingal gets back down the inside there. He's trying to make the move, not quite able to do it though. The hard tyres versus the soft tyre, I think we all know what the outcome of that one was going to be now, as we see Durante trying to continue his charge. He's on the back of Daniel Solon here for 3rd position in this race. He knows he needs to make this move quickly if possible. Still 6 laps to go, and the top 2 haven't checked out too far. Carlo Durante still with a chance here in this race to potentially challenge the top 2 in this one. He gets the move done nice and quickly on Solon now with the Alfa Romeo, which has shown some quite rapid speed already this event. Now has the chance to try and reel in those top 2 drivers, as we now look at Preston Brennan. Once again finds himself in the middle of quite the battle here, as that is Matt Pulio on his inside, Dylan Varstenberg ahead, and Andre Jamil behind. A bit of an Alfa Romeo sandwich here with a filling of Mercedes and Ford. But look at that, Preston Brennan, he's not willing to just stay there. He's making a move around the outside, not quite able to do it, as Varstenberg covers him off there as they head into Druids here. Varstenberg holding on to that position for now, but Pulio has the grip to try and put the pressure up, but he can't quite get there. Fair play to Varstenberg. He holds on a little bit longer here, but it does feel like a matter of time for the Ford to get past. He's on the outside, that's not where you want to be. He's not going to find the grip out there that he needs, and he has to slot back in there as Brennan does continue to battle with Andre Jamil here. These two going at it still, and Pulio just ahead of the pair of them. This group of cars battling hard, and I don't think that's stopping anytime soon, as we see there Varstenberg just minding his own business, taking the racing line, but nothing to do there. The Ford on those soft tyres had such a high level of grip, able to get the move done nice and easily. Pulio is up in to that position now, 6th place. and making some moves here, as we see Solon making his way backwards through the field, sadly in his case, after winning race 1. As we see up at the front, the top 3, we said this race wasn't over, and it certainly doesn't look like it. Jones is on the tail of our race leader, Carlo Durante, right there with him as well. Davison perhaps pushed too hard early on, trying to get past the field, and look at this, Jones is down the inside. Davison, can he fight back around the outside? It's Toyota versus Mitsubishi, these two battling hard, and it's going to be Liam Jones who takes the lead of race 2 here at Brands Hatch. It is the Toyota tumbling to second, and Tyler Davison there falls back and now has to look in his mirrors at Carlo Durante, as the Alfa Romeo looking like it's the stronger car, as Puglia now up to 4th, Solon in 5th place ahead of Fingal and Jamil. Brennan also in that group as well as Vastenberg. So many drivers here in this group as we look at what is currently the reverse grid pole position. That's Ben Driscoll who currently has that one, as Brennan now down the inside of Vastenberg, trying to get that move done. Shouldn't be too much work for the Mercedes driver, but Mercedes, as I mentioned recently, not having the best of times in the most recent events, and we see that again here, not finding it the easiest to make their way up through the field in the same way that others like Davison and Jones and Durante have done here, as we now see them side by side down towards turn 1. That is Jamil making a nice and easy move on the BMW of Fingal into turn 1, as Brennan tries to follow him through and successfully follows him through there. Vastenberg try and take advantage of that one that he sees just ahead of him as they head into Druids now. And you see there, that's Vastenberg having a little bit of a look, not quite able to go for it though. Vastenberg is pushing quite hard here as we see side-by-side racing behind. That is for the reverse grid pole position, Albert Asante on medium tyres, Ben Driscoll on hards. The hard tyres, this weaker tyre, but, well, Ben Driscoll there, not willing to be seen as the weaker driver, fires his way back down the inside, gets back into 10th place. Very important manoeuvre of him, as Vastenberg does now get past Jordan Fingal there. Vastenberg on mediums for this race, Fingal on the hard tyre, not able to fend him off any longer. As we see Solon now also in a similar situation, trying to look in his mirrors, wants to just focus on what's ahead of him, but getting a little bit stuck there with what's going on around him. As we see up at the front, Liam Jones, he took the lead, and it looks like he just managed it from then on out. He knew the concerns about tyres that his teammate faced in race 1, didn't want to push it too hard here. They have gapped Carlo Durante, who perhaps had some problems with his tyres, not too far back, but he's definitely dropped back from how close they were early in the race though. But Liam Jones here will come around the final corner for the final time here, and it's going to be a race win here for Liam Jones and Mitsubishi. They make it back-to-back race wins here at Brands Hatch. Race 2 goes to Liam Jones ahead of Tyler Davison, who put up a strong fight there with Carlo Durante, completing the podium. So here we have the official results for race 2 at Brands Hatch there. Liam Jones takes his 3rd win of the season there, and Mitsubishi's 4th of the season. Tyler Davison in 2nd place there. Solid finish for the Toyota driver, who had a strong qualifying the last couple of events actually, and is starting to look like he is still in the mix here after a couple of tougher events a bit earlier before then. Carlo Durante in 3rd place keeps up his run of good form ahead of Matt Pulio, Preston Brennan, Andre Jamil, Daniel Solon and Dylan Vastenberg rounding out the top 8. The front row for race 3 will be Jordan Fingal and Ben Driscoll there, as they finish 9th and 10th in this race. Then it is Albert Asante in 11th position, Jonathan Mills in 12th position, Adam Liu in 13th ahead of Adrian Tishy, and Scott Sandover, who takes the final points paying position for race 2 here at Brands Hatch. Just outside the points we have Vishay Shah after an impressive race 1. Then it's Kieran Kevern, Lewis Francis and Adam Richardson, another driver who's having a tough time at the moment. So let's have a look at the starting grid for our final race today here at Brands Hatch. Indeed, at the back of the field it is Adam Richardson on soft compound tyres for race 3, and that is a theme for the lots of field drivers at the back of the field here. Lewis Francis on softs, as is Kieran Kevern ahead of them. Vishay Shah on the soft compound tyres ahead of them. Scott Sandover also with the soft compound tyre. Same goes for Adrian Tishy, and Adam Lee, the first driver that we see that has not got softs for this race, has hard tyres. Jonathan Mills with mediums for this race, and Albert Asante with the softs, top car on the grid with soft compound tyres. Then it is Liam Jones ahead of him, and then it is Tyler Davison, Carlo Durante just ahead there of Matt Pulio. Then we see it is Preston Brennan with Andre Jamil ahead of him. Then it is a Daniel Solon race 1 winner, with the next car up on the field, Dylan Vastenberg on the hard tyres, Jordan Fingal on the medium tyres, and the same is the case for our pole sitter for race 3, Ben Driscoll on the medium compound tyres. The cars are ready then for race 3, the thriller at Brands Hatch. the final race of the day, and it is the BMWs on the front row who will control the field as they head towards turn 1. Driscoll leads his teammate Fingal as they head into turn 1. Behind them, Vastenberg again finds himself right up at the mix at the first corner of the race. Behind him then, that's Solon and Jamil making their way through Paddock Kilben for the first time here in race 3. And a bit of contact there, Solon into the back of Vastenberg as they went in to Druids here, as behind him Preston Brennan putting the pressure on as well here as the drivers right at the back of the pack. We know them all on soft compound tyres. They want to make some moves early on in this one. As you see, that's Pulio just ahead of Brennan, side by side then with Davison in the middle of the pack here. As we see, that's Albert Asante alongside his teammate now of Tyler Davison. Behind them though, you then see another group of cars, a lot of them on soft compound tyres, knowing that it's now is their best chance of making moves. You've seen it throughout this event so far. You've got to try and make the moves when you have the best opportunity. Do not waste time, because it could come back to be very costly, whether it's because of tyre wear or just purely because you didn't have the pace to stay ahead of your rivals. As we see Albert Asante there ahead at the moment. He is the top driver on soft tyres, but he was anyway, because Vishay Shah's passing down the inside there. The Mercedes driver is now the top driver on soft compound tyres, yet to win this season. He now finds himself in 10th place. Got a lot of cars between him and that lead at the moment, but he's got a lot of time to try and pass them. As they go side by side up ahead of them, that's his teammate Brennan alongside the Alfa Romeo of Carlo Durante. Brennan not quite able to make the move there. Behind them there, Vishay Shah, Albert Asante, Jonathan Mills all battling it out here as you see Shah looking at the back of Brennan. Will go down the inside. He's a bit blocked off there. Mills actually having a little bit of a look around the outside there as Asante trying to get the move done there on the British driver ahead of them in the Honda. As we see, this is the home race for many of the drivers in the field. In fact, most of the drivers in the field. One of two events this season that takes place in the United Kingdom, this and the earlier event of the season at Goodwood, which amusingly also saw some tyre failures. So perhaps it's a British thing, although we did have those issues in Barcelona too. So maybe it's the letter B. As we see Vishay Shah here still battling it out in this group of cars, battling their way here. Almost free wide. They are free wide. Jonathan Mills there, Preston Brennan and Vishay Shah as they head down towards the start-finish line to start lap 3 of the race. Preston Brennan is trying to fight it out with his teammate, but Shah has the momentum around the outside and it takes that position away from him. Behind them, Shah trying to follow Asante trying to follow Shah through the field there as they head through turn 1 and up through Druids they go. You can see that there's a big pack of cars, all knowing that many of which knowing that they saved their soft tyres for race 3 here. They need to try and get these moves done as Shah goes down the inside, gets another position done up into 8th place now. Durante dropping back just a little bit. Mills side by side with Brennan Asante just behind the pair of them now as they head their way up into Surtees Bend. And you can see them all nose to tail here. Every single position critical, but every single position is just so hard to get. Easy to make a mistake when you're trying to make these moves here as Adam Richardson trying to get a bit of a move done on the inside, but he can't. And you see what happens there? He gets boxed in and he gets freight trained by the cars around the outside of him and loses all those positions very, very quickly indeed. As now we see Adrian Tishy side by side with Preston Brennan as they head down the main straight. Asante ahead of the pair of them as the Toyotas, as they often do, putting on a show for us in race 3 here. As you see, that's Adrian Tishy trying to go all the way around the outside of Brennan. Can he pull it off here? The Toyota trying to carry some momentum around the outside of Paddock Hill Bend, and he does take that position away from the Mercedes driver as they head now into the next corner. And we can see there, speaking of Mercedes drivers, Vishay Shah putting some pressure on here in this group of cars. You can see there Andre Jamil down the inside of Daniel Solon. Jamil with hard tyres for this race. Just pure skill there, I guess, pushing him past Daniel Solon, although he is also on hard tyres, so those two cars battling it out. As we see them making their way through the order. Albert Asante trying to make these moves as quickly as you can, as we now see Vishay Shah trying to make another move here, this time on one of Asante's teammates. That looks like Tyler Davison to me. It is indeed now, but Vishay Shah isn't happy with just that move. He wants more. He's now got the inside of Matt Pulio, the American driver, dropping back a little bit here in race 3. We're 5 laps into it. 10 more to go in this one, and 10 more exciting laps, I'm sure they will be here. Shah up into 6th position, 5 more places now between him and the lead of the race, but behind him just a couple spots back, Albert Asante and a whole group of soft tyre runners all desperate to try and win this one here. As we see there, Vishay Shah on the back of Andre Jamil, who's on the back of his teammate Dylan Vastenberg here. The Alfa Romeo is trying to form a bit of a blockade here, but it's not going to work as Shah gets to the inside there of the final corner. He's going to use the power of the Mercedes to get up and past him as Albert Asante now goes around the outside of Daniel Solon. Can he make this move nice and easily? The Toyota not got the best top speed in the field. The Mitsubishi should be able to fight back on the inside, especially with the slipstream from Jamil there. As Shah, meanwhile, has cleared Jamil and is looking to try and make a move now on Varstenberg, as they're still side by side behind. Asante is not only going to pass, though, around the outside of Solon. He's going to get Andre Jamil as they head out of Paddock Hill Bend. Another move done for the Toyota driver, as he knows how important this is to stay right on the tail of Vijay Shah, and that's exactly where he is at the moment here. The Toyota has been a strong car, especially in race pace this season, although it has to be said, race 2, the Mitsubishi outplayed it. Can the Mercedes do something similar here as he tries to break away? But look, he's getting held up now by the Alfa Romeo of Dylan Varstenberg. Needs to make this move as quickly as possible to get into these podium positions as we approach the halfway point of this race. Time is running out as the top 2 cars, at least in the case of Ben Driscoll, actually got a decent gap, not a huge one, and certainly a surmountable one, considering the fact that they are on medium tyres compared to a Shah and Asante's soft tyres. But they've definitely got a solid lead at the moment. They have the 2 BMWs, although let's see how long that lasts now, because in 3rd place it's Shah, in 4th place it's Asante. These 2 drivers are putting on a charge here in race 3. Next up, it will be the 2 BMW teammates ahead of them, and it will be about who clears them as quickly as possible. And we see it already here. Shah is right up behind Fingal. He's going to look to the outside here. That's going to give Asante the chance to go down the inside of the final corner here. Clark Curve is proving to be quite the overtaking point for these drivers, but critically there you can see around the outside, Vijay Shah continuing to hold on to that position for now, but Asante with the inside line there. This could be his chance. Could this be his chance to try and take the lead of this race? You see him, he gets ahead of Shah now, down the inside of Jordan Fingal through turn 1, but look at Shah all the way around the outside. Incredible move. He gets back alongside Asante. That's exactly what he needed to do. He keeps this battle going on here. Asante does not have an easy job ahead of them here, as they're still side by side, but Driscoll goes wide. Driscoll blocks Asante, and actually no, he blocks Shah. Shah drops back. Asante to the lead. Albert Asante takes the lead as Shah dives his way into 2nd place there. Side by side for 4th and 5th. Sandover, another driver on soft tyres. He's making his way through the field here. Another driver yet to win this season. He sees a chance here as the battle at the front is getting extremely exciting. Scott Sandover is on the back of Ben Driscoll. Vijay Shah, he was the top soft runner for quite a while in this race, but when it mattered most, he just got a little bit blocked there by Driscoll. Asante's taken the lead, and he is stretching his legs in that Toyota with 6 laps to go in this one. It's Asante ahead of Shah, and then it's Driscoll and Sandover here, as we see side-by-side racing further back there between the Toyota of Tichy and the Alfa Romeo of Varstenberg. You see there Lewis Francis also in this little mix there, trying to put some pressure on the back of the Alfa Romeo, and more than pressure there, that is a move now for Francis up into 7th position there ahead of Varstenberg. Driscoll now just sort of a bit of a blockade at the moment, trying to cling on his medium tyres to Scott Sandover on the soft compound tyres right up behind him here, as Fingal sort of acting as a bit of a breaker here to try and help out his teammate Ben Driscoll as they just try and hold on to as many positions as they possibly can here, as we see side-by-side racing once again here. It's Tichy, and this time it's Jordan Fingal. He's trying to pass, but again Lewis Francis keeping him very close in his sight, trying to pick him off like he did with the last car that they had to blast past here, as Adrian Tichy goes around the outside. A massive moment though as they head through Paddock Hill Bend. He somehow saves it, and it looks like he's going to somehow keep the position as well. Incredible stuff there from Adrian Tichy. Not only does he have a massive save, he makes an overtake doing just that. As we see, that's Varstenberg getting dive bombed by Adam Richardson. Had a tough time at the Dragon Trail, did Adam Richardson. His pace was not where it needed to be, but this time out he may not be up in the battle for the win, but in 8th position. He's got his sights set on a good group of points ahead of him at the moment, although the problem is so many of these drivers ahead of him are also on soft tyres. It's going to be hard to reel them in. The 2 BMWs really now the sitting ducks in this group of cars, as the soft tyre runners for the most part have taken control of the top 10 in this race, as Sandover, one of those drivers, now on the back of Ben Driscoll, and you can see him again here this time now. He's got a bit of company behind him as Adrian Tichy and Lewis Francis, these 2 who seem inseparable recently, are right up behind him again there, as you see Sandover looking to try and make something happen here. As with just 2 laps left in this race, Sandover puts the bumper to the back of the BMW. Will that be enough to unsettle Ben Driscoll as they head through Paddock Hill Bend? It's enough to get Sandover to the outside. No, it isn't. That's going to give Tichy now the chance on the inside of Druids now. You can see the Toyota trying to make the move. Can he get the overlap there on Ben Driscoll? Not quite able to do it. As behind them, Richardson challenges Fingal unsuccessfully though, as we see them side by side still. battling it out for these positions. Sandover gets the dive done down the inside of Driscoll. He knew he had to make the move now. He could not wait any longer. He's into third place. Sandover up into the podium positions, but now it is Francis getting clear there of Tishy. Can Tishy fight back? Not quite able to though, unless he can carry some momentum here as they head down towards Clark Curve. You can see Francis trying to carry the momentum around the outside. So many drivers making some quite impressive moves around the outside of this final corner with 1 lap left to go in this race. It is Francis just about staying ahead of Tishy as they head down towards turn 1. Ben Driscoll thinking this is perfect. He's got a perfect chance of trying to hold off both of these drivers if they keep battling like this. But Francis, he doesn't want to battle anymore. He just wants to move forward. He's going to go up past Ben Driscoll up into 4th position. The Subaru gets the move done. And now Ben will have to look in his mirrors at the Toyota as the Toyota dives down the inside, but not quite able to do it there. Not able to outbrake the BMW significantly enough to make the move, as Tishy now finds herself stuck in that position behind Ben Driscoll in 5th place. Lewis Francis in 4th. The podium position is currently held by Sandover and Shah, but up at the front it's our championship leader coming into this week's event. Vishay Shah has tried to stop Albert Asante. He's not been able to do it though. Albert Asante once again, like he has so many times this season, just keeps being consistent. He's only got 1 win to his name so far this season, but that hasn't stopped him leading the championship for the most time since the winter break. This is incredible stuff. Albert Asante is going to win for the 2nd time this season. He's held off Vishay Shah in the Mercedes, and 2 drivers there who really wanted it weren't able to beat Albert Asante, who is really putting himself in a strong position for this championship. The points gap may not be big, but man, he keeps proving that he can keep winning and keep scoring big points. So here we have the official results for race 3 at Brands Hatch Indy. It's Albert Asante there taking his 2nd win of the season ahead of 2 winless drivers in the form of Vishay Shah and Scott Sandover. Lewis Francis, a man that has no stranger to winning races before this season, ahead of Ben Driscoll and Adrian Tishy. Kieran Kevern just behind him. Adam Richardson in at 9th position there, ahead of Dylan Vostenberg in at 10th place. Daniel Solon took 11th place there for Mitsubishi, the race 1 winner, coming home in 11th there. Matt Pulio in at 12th ahead of Andre Jamil. Tyler Davison in 14th with Carlo Durante taking the final points paying position for race 3 there. Jonathan Mills, the first driver outside the points. Behind him, Preston Brennan, Liam Jones and Adam Liu there. As Adam Liu, after having a strong start to this event, he started race 1 on pole position. It has not gone his way since then, sadly, as he comes home last in race 3. I do hope you all enjoyed another exciting event here in the Global TC season, event 10 of the season. We've got 6 more to go, separating us and the end of the season. So it's getting quite exciting indeed as it now gets to the crunch time in the season. These drivers, every point mattering even more than it has so far this season. Next time out, we're going to the opposite side of the world. We're going to Australia, the Mount Panorama circuit. No stranger to some brilliant action itself. We can't wait to see you there. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, goodbye.